Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of MidRank Madness. Today, we have a game between Jaehaerys and MacDaddyMike on Catallena the Ladder Edition. And let's get right on into it. In the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is MacDaddyMike from Zunsu. And in the left side of the map, this is a weird map, is the blue Terran player Jaehaerys, which is, I believe, a name from Game of Thrones. A Targaryen name, to be exact. There was a lot of theorizing that Jon Snow's name is actually Jaehaerys, but no, it is not. And for those of you who are not caught up on Game of Thrones, I won't spoil anything for you, but that is something that you can maybe look forward to. All right, so Zerg player here. Gonna go throw out the good luck 1, and the Zunsu name, I believe it's Sun Tzu. Is that the correct way to say it? I don't know. The Art of War. The author of The Art of War, which is an ancient Chinese text detailing how to beat somebody on the battlefield for the most part. Also a lot of principles that apply to not battlefield combat as well, interestingly enough. Pretty amazing stuff in all reality. I haven't read the whole thing, but I've read excerpts, and it's inspiring in a lot of ways. So let's see what Jaehaerys has got for us today. Is he going to go Reaper here in MidRank Madness? Which, if this is the first time you're here, welcome aboard. And this is our weekly examination of gold, platinum, and diamond level replays sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of MidRank Madness. I get a lot of these, so if you don't get chosen, don't feel bad about it. Just don't be sad, because I get probably 40 of these a week. And it adds up. It adds up for my screeners to look through. Let's take a look at this Reaper's name. This Reaper's name is going to be Marshawn Lynch. He's only here, so he won't get fined. One of the best moments in NFL history, honestly. Marshawn Lynch is a running back for the National Football League team, the Seattle Seahawks, or he was at the time. I believe he's actually moved on to the Raiders. Is that where he is now? He's gone anyway. So Marshawn Lynch going to try to kill this drone and fail miserably. Oh, he's scouting. The drone's okay with this, though. Drone actually sees the 1-1-1 build, the Destiny Cloud Fist, and the double refinery. So that was a good scout, actually, by MacDaddyMike. Anyway, Marshawn Lynch is notoriously, he dislikes the media. And so one time, let's see what happened, was there was a press conference after a game, and every question that he was asked by the media, he responded with, "I'm just here so I won't get fined." He didn't want to answer the questions. He didn't want to be there at all, but he couldn't miss it, or he'd be fined like $20,000 by the league. And so he was there, but he did not participate. It was an interesting thing. Marshawn, do not die off creep. Okay, 3 kills. Not bad. Not bad stuff. And almost dead, but combat drugs can heal you from near death. No big deal. Widowmine on the way. Is that that's an SCV? Look at how similar these 3 things are on the skins. Don't they all look similar, kind of box-like and just dark grays and blues here? Don't know if I like them. Don't know if I like the war chest skins all that much. A Roach Warren and a Spinecrawler coming up for MacDaddyMike. He is raiding. He is ready and waiting, which my brain put into raiding, for something to come in and try to kill his stuff. But there's really nothing on the way from Jaehaerys here. He's now expanding. He's got his Widow. Look how weird that Widowmine looks with the war chest skin. It's all spiky. Looks more like a spider. Which, and his spikes stick up too. Is that always the case with spider mines? I don't know. I don't know if it is. Starport done here for Jaehaerys. So this allows him to get medevacs out faster, which he's doing. Allows him to get Widowmines out faster. So the Widowmine drop with an expansion behind it. A bunker at the front to deal with any early aggression from MacDaddyMike. MacDaddyMike has a Roach Worm, but hasn't done anything with it. Doesn't have any roaches. Just droning up, just getting a lair. He should probably... Did he scout to see if this base exists? No, this Overlord should move over and check to see if a base is here yet. I know you can see this refinery, but the Terran player might not take it for a while. And knowing your opponent's expanded gives you time to expand somewhere else yourself. So right now it's 2 versus 2 base, 27 to 33 harvesters, and Jaehaerys is in a pretty good spot. MacDaddyMike, okay, is sending a drone out now. That's a good Zerg. That's a good boy. Making some roaches here, too, with the skin on those guys. Not the war chest skin, but the... is that the one you can purchase? Just straight up buy the skin from a while ago. I mean, this is an older one. We've definitely seen this before. It is less weird because of that. Weirdness is honestly just a function of new. Anything that's been around for a long time you have a lot of experience with just stops being weird. That's how brains work. Trust me, I took a psychology course in college. 1. It was probably my favorite class that year, though. One of my probably top 10 favorite classes that I took in college was psychology. Just can't figure a way to get money with it. Spinecrawler does help. Killing Widowmine. Dude, you have to burrow before... That might have been one of the worst Widowmine drops I've ever seen. They didn't even burrow. Why were they running around? You drop, you burrow. You drop, you burrow. Spinecrawler can't kill it. He didn't have detection. He was making an Overseer. Those Widowmines would have gotten at least one shot off at a time. But no, instead, it was a mess. It was a mess. So I think we're all right. Tank up here for Jaehaerys. He's got a bunker full of Marines. I mean, that was probably the worst one of all time. 300 resources lost for the Terran compared to 100 for the Zerg. At this stage of the game, that is not good. That is real bad. MacDaddyMike has taken a lead. 39 to 39 Harvesters. Just kidding. He's making 2 more drones at a time, though, so maybe he'll take the lead here. Oh, he's down, 40 to 39. Never mind, it's about even, though, for MacDaddyMike. He's going to try to attack here with some Roaches and some Zerglings and an Overseer. Ah, Ravager. Ravager attack. This just doesn't seem like enough for this kind of attack. If you're sitting at 41 workers, your army supply is not going to be big enough to really make this thing happen. Also, injects are pretty non-existent so far. 92. Oh, there's an inject, and there's an inject, and no Queen at the third yet, so no inject. Yeah, if MacDaddyMike's going to go in here, he's going to have a bad time. There is a tank. There are a lot of Marines. There's a Marauder here, too. Dang, is this a Marauder? I don't know what it is. I don't know why they look so similar to me. Crazy Viking with X-Wing foils. Going to get rid of this here Overlord. Corrosive Bile, free medevac. All right, that's good. That's a good start for MacDaddyMike, but going up this ramp, dude, I don't know about this. Ling's in first, trying to get a surround on these Marines. Tank splash on everything. Corrosive Bile getting rid of the tank, though. That's pretty good stuff, but this Bio Ball's still alive for Jaehaerys. No, nope. You were outnumbered a bajillion to 1, and there's another tank there, too. So pull up, pull back. I guess getting rid of these Marines who are dumb enough to run away from their friends. That's a win. We'll take that, but that was extremely well rebuffed by Jaehaerys. And putting those SCVs back to work. He's not fully saturating the refineries at his natural, which check this, you guys, when you're playing. Check to make sure you've got your refineries fully saturated. Because unless you're doing it on purpose, there's some specific builds you're following that should always be full of those. If you don't need as much gas, then don't make as many refineries. But if you have them, use them. Use them as much as you can. Jaehaerys is actually struggling for gas here, sitting at about 60. So it would make sense. There it is. There's the full saturation. There it is on those 2 refiners. 2 SCVs heading out. Oh, it's a third base that's up for Jaehaerys that he landed. I think it's going to die. The Roaches and Ravagers are sneaking on up here to try to murder this thing. +1 missile attack is not done yet, but I don't know that it matters. There's the liftoff. Here's the army coming trying to defend, but there's no tank support here, and I don't know about this from Jaehaerys. High ground to MacDaddyMike. Corrosive Bile landing, missing entirely. SCV's given a bit of a window in which to escape here, and he's landing it? No. Oh, God, tank joined the party. That's probably why. Tank joined the party, but Corrosive Bile, are they going to hit the tank? No, but it doesn't matter. It gets focused down anyway. The base has to lift again immediately because MacDaddyMike is denying it. He's winning this battle. SCV's long-distance mining. Some of them are smart enough to go back home, but some of them are so dumb, they're going to walk into this meat grinder and die. Oh, here we go. And then the rest of them figure it out eventually, but that is a lot of dead SCVs. That is 10 dead SCVs thus far. 49 to 48 total Harvesters. 3 base in it is MacDaddyMike, which is generally what you want to see here. Got a factory coming up here too. Barracks, double pumping Marines. And is he trying, what's he trying to, why did he go, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to Corrosive Bile down that command center, but it only has 3 Ravagers, so he doesn't have enough Corrosive Bile to do that anyway. All right, so MacDaddyMike on that attack really should have been droning up super hard. He's making 6 at a time right now, which is good. He's oversaturated on his main. He should move some of his drones away from there to the third base, which is getting close to saturated. And as long as you can keep the third base away from Jaehaerys, you can feel comfortable staying on 3 bases yourself. Although taking a 4th really wouldn't be a miss right now. I don't know that Jaehaerys is brave enough to actually make an attack. He's pulling his army out to defend this third base location that he wants to establish, but he's not moving out anytime soon to try and kill you. So Roach Ravager, as we've said, has a bit of a shelf life in Legacy of the Void. It's about 11 or 12 minutes. After that, the upgrades tend to make a huge difference for the bio for Terran and start winning those battles quite efficiently. But considering this is MidRank Madness, and Jaehaerys is not even working on his +2/+2 yet, I believe the shelf life of Roaches and Ravagers in this game should be closer to 15 or possibly even 20 minutes at the end of the game type stuff. We will see. 3 tanks here defending this third base. A lot of Marines and Marauders. They do have +1/+1. +2 missile attack on the way here too. Are these, oh, these are Overseers. Okay. One Overseer gonna die. I guess you have to replace him. Sneaking around from the bottom side, but guess what? There are tanks here coming on in. Lot of Ravagers. Got to corrosive bile down those tanks, and does take 1 out, 2 out. Is there enough bio? And the third tank is gone. There is enough Roach Ravager here to clear out this bio. Look at them go. Corrosive biles forcing them back, hitting Medivacs and Vikings. Once again, the third base is forced to lift. SCVs just getting picked off as they're trying to run for their lives. 20 dead SCVs, 53 to 46 Harvesters. Considering how many workers MacDaddyMike has killed, he's not up that much in a worker count. Which I guess is how this works, right? You cut workers so you can have a bigger army, and your opponent doesn't cut workers so their army's not as big. This is kind of traditional setup here. Jaehaerys is like, I'm going to expand somewhere else. This is a bad place to be. And he's sending his orbital command up north of his natural, which... yeah, it's narrower chokes you have to defend, which is good against Zerg, especially if they're Roach Ravagering it, which is not actually a word. But I'll roll with it. Oh, he's got a macro hatch at his natural. That's good. And he's taking a 4th. Okay, seems a little bit late, but he's been winning every engagement, and he's been denying the third base of Jaehaerys pretty much consistently, so it's all right. We are okay with this thus far. Infestation Pit on the way for MacDaddyMike. And our +2/+1 Roaches and Ravagers with some Overseer support are coming up to try to take down this third base because the Overlord scattered it. See how the Overlord can see it there? This is why Overlord placement is really important on this map. Right here can cover a lot of area. Overseer gets picked out of the sky as it's turning into an Overseer. But, oh, this huge army, huge Roach Ravager army right on top of this thing. Corrosive Bile trying to take it out. Is it burning? It's actively burning, and Jaehaerys needs to repair that thing now, but his SCVs are too busy running for their lives to actually do much about it. High ground to MacDaddyMike. Corrosive Biles on that tank. Not enough to kill it. I think he just wins this thing right here. I mean, again, it's +1/+1. Corrosive Biles forced to be dodged. Overseer still alive. Overseer should be at the back. I like to put my Overseers on the back edge, just to have them follow that way. Third base is getting replanted by Jaehaerys. He is repairing it. My brain's like, re? You just said a re word. Here, try this one on for size. No, repairing it. Roaches +2/+1. Is this just Roach Ravager till the end of time? It appears to be for MacDaddyMike, so I don't know. This is going to work out super well. He is going for a hive, which is fantastic. Again, he has been shutting down this third base of Jaehaerys the entire game, but it's actually technically happily mining right now, which is a rarity. If he did some drop stuff, why does he keep coming over this way? I guess he's trying to see if there's a base here, but there's not. Corrosive Biles on a tank that was here about 15 seconds ago. Corrosive Biles on a factory. Did take out a tech lab, so tank production has been shut down just a tiny bit. The army's coming around to deal with this, but they're absent their tanks. Oh, yes, MacDaddyMike smells blood, McDaddy. Like McDonald's, MacDaddyMike walking into this tank fire. Doesn't matter. There's only, okay, there are actually 4 tanks here. Corrosive Biles landing 1 tank down. Bile getting hit by the Corrosive Biles at the same time and losing a lot of Zerg units. That's a lot of Zerg blood, but he's crushing through. Anyway, this is classic Zerg. Ladies and gentlemen, all the tanks are gone. Marines, Marauders do have +2/+2 now, but I don't think it actually matters. Trying to repair this orbital command. It matters if it's a planetary fortress, but not if it's an orbital command. So more SCVs just getting destroyed as they're trying to flee with all they've got. That's 40 dead SCVs, 34 to 56 Harvesters right now. Orbital command trying to run for it. Are there enough Ravagers to kill this thing? At least put it down into burning. The answer is probably, if they're patient enough, but they are not. They are pulling away. So 176 to 74 total supply. If you're 100 supply up on your opponent, you are in a pretty solid position here. Even, oh, he's adding some Hydralisks to the mix. He's getting muscular augments. +3 missile attack, +2 ground attack here too. And Jaehaerys, he's just never really been able to get up that huge army. He's never really been able to get up that tank count that he needs to deal with this Roach Ravager stuff. Also, +3/+3 here would be a giant boon to Jaehaerys. He'd be winning these battles straight up if he had +3/+3. Even outnumbered to a certain extent. I mean, not if your army is twice as small or half as big as your opponent's is not going to be enough. But in general, I've seen Marine Marauder Medivac with +3/+3 do amazing things against Roach Ravager, even if they're fully upgraded. It helps them more. Their attack speed is faster for the Marines. All right, third base. Oh, old third base location is here. Corrosive Biles on top of everything. Tanks are gone, and that's it. A good game from Jaehaerys. Jaehaerys is defeated, and MacDaddyMike is victorious. He's continuing. Never mind, he left too. All right, so good little display of how powerful Roach Ravager can be in Zerg versus Terran, especially at these lower levels. And yeah, that was just a schlonking 14,000 resources lost from Jaehaerys compared to 10,000 by MacDaddyMike. Lost a drone in that game. One drone and killed 42 SCVs. That is how you do. 66 Roaches died, 11 Ravagers died. Considering it was a 15-minute game, that's actually pretty small losses. 110 Marines got killed, 13 Marauders. Is that tanks? 14 tanks, really? Wow, 14 tanks got killed. That is some good target firing from MacDaddyMike. APM for these guys, 200 for Jaehaerys and 200 on average for MacDaddyMike too. So this is a pretty high level for APM game. It showed up as Diamond when it loaded. I don't like mentioning that because, again, there's the problem where if you're high Diamond with Terran and you're playing on your Zerg account that you're not very good at, your portrait is still Diamond. And so it kind of throws things off. They should have different portrait types depending on what race your MMR is. Should reflect that directly, but maybe one day. Maybe one day. All right, so that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload and a MidRank Madness to boot. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Before us, our honor guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. Justice, our duty is unending. I feel your presence. We are as one. Sense a soul, a soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala Adu. Ascension is before us. Our honor guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. I sense a soul, a soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala Adu. soul. A soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Shalom. I sense a soul. A soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala Adu. Kalarulas. Aramulas. Aklaranus. Naslaran. Kinalatu. Casa